the parachute shrouds, hauled himself sharply upwards, and made a perfect knees-bent, feet-together landing in about 2 feet of snow. The wind tugged fiercely at his parachute. He struck the quick-release harness clasp, collapsed the parachute, pulled it in, rolled it up, and pressed it deeply into the snow, using for weight the pack he had just shrugged off his shoulders. Down there at ground level, if 7,000 feet up on the Weisspitze could be called ground level, the snowfall was comparatively slight compared to that blizzard they'd experienced jumping from the Lancaster. But even so, visibility was almost as bad as it had been up above, for there was a 20-knot wind blowing, and the dry, powdery snow was drifting quite heavily. Smith made a swift 360-degree sweep of his horizon, but there was nothing to be seen, no body to be seen. With fumbling, frozen hands, he clumsily extracted a torch and whistle from his tunic. Facing alternately east and west, he bleeped on the whistle and flashed his torch. The first to appear was Thomas, then Schaffer, then, within 2 minutes altogether, all of the others, with the exception of Sergeant Harrod. "Pile your chutes there and weight them," Smith ordered. "Yes, bed them deep. Anyone seen Sergeant Harrod?" A shaking of heads. "Nobody? No sight of him at all?" "Last I saw of him," Schaffer said, "he was going across my bows like a destroyer in a heavy sea." "I saw a bit of that," Smith nodded. "The shrouds were twisted?" "Put a corkscrew to shame. But I'd have said there was no danger of the chute collapsing. Not enough time. We were almost on the ground before I lost sight of him." "Any idea where he landed, then?" "Roughly. He'll be all right, Major. A twisted ankle, a bump on the head. Not to worry." "Use your torches," Smith said abruptly. "Spread out. Find him." With 2 men on one side of him, 3 on the other, all within interlocking distance of their torch beams, Smith searched through the snow, his flashlight raking the ground ahead of him. If he shared Schaffer's optimism about Harrod, his face didn't show it. It was set and grim. 3 minutes passed, and then came a shout from the right. Smith broke into a run. Caracciola it was who had called, and was now standing at the farther end of a wind-swept outcrop of bare rock, his torch shining downwards and slightly ahead. Beyond the rock, the ground fell away abruptly to a depth of several feet, and in this lee a deep drift had formed. Half buried in its white depths, Sergeant Harrod lay spread-eagled on his back, his feet almost touching the rock, his face upturned to the falling snow, his eyes open. He did not seem to notice the snow falling on his eyes. They were all there now, staring down at the motionless man. Smith jumped down into the drift, dropped to his knees, slid an arm under Harrod's shoulders, and began to lift him to a sitting position. Harrod's head lolled back like that of a broken rag doll. Smith lowered him back into the snow and felt for the pulse in the throat. Still kneeling, Smith straightened, paused for a moment with bent head, then climbed wearily to his feet. "Dead?" Caracciola asked. "He's dead. His neck is broken." Smith's face was without expression. "He must have got caught up in the shrouds and made a bad landing." "It happens," Schaffer said. "I've known it happen." A long pause, then, "Shall I take the radio, sir?" Smith nodded. Schaffer dropped to his knees and began to fumble for the buckle of the strap, securing the radio to Harrod's back. Smith said, "Sorry, no, not that way. There's a key around his neck, under his tunic. It fits the lock under the flap of the breast buckle." Schaffer located the key, unlocked the buckle after some difficulty, eased the straps off the dead man's shoulders, and finally managed to work the radio clear.